Good evening, everyone. I'm Larry Kudlow. Welcome back to Kudlow & Company. We aim to be right on America, right on business, and right on the money. And we believe that free market capitalism is the best path to prosperity, including budget vetoes from President Bush. Anyway, on the day after the jury verdict, Americans everywhere are still talking about the Zacarias Moussaoui decision for life imprisonment rather than the death penalty. What do we think about this? All right, let's get our reaction from our all-star panel. Barry Ritholtz, president of Ritholtz Capital Partners, our realist, Herb Greenberg, senior columnist for Market Watch and CNBC contributor, Cody Willard, general partner of C.L. Willard Capital Partners, Noah Blackstein, vice president and portfolio manager of Dynamic Mutual Funds. Noah's Dynamic Power Growth Class Fund is rated 4 stars by Morningstar. Welcome back, everybody. Noah, citizen of Canada, of course, I have to begin with you on the Moussaoui execution or life sentence. What is your take?
You know, it's hard for me to say. I have my personal opinions, but I guess you got to go with what the jury decided.
What's your personal opinion, Noah? Come on, we love your personal opinions. That's why you're such a media star. It is precisely because of your personal opinions.
You know what? I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure what's worse.
What's worse? All right. Cody Willard, let me go to you. There was a heck of a good article today in the Wall Street Journal by my friend Peggy Noonan, okay? She says that this decision was a dizzy failure of nerve. She says we should have put him to death. She says he lied to the FBI. He pled guilty to conspiring with Al-Qaeda. At the trial, he bragged to the court that he intended to be on the 5th aircraft, supposedly to destroy the White House. He knew the trigger was about to be pulled. Innocent people had been targeted. We're about to meet gruesome, unjust deaths. He could have stopped it. He did nothing. And so 2,700 people died. I think he deserved a worse fate, but what's your view?
This is certainly a personal issue for me. I was down in the area at 9/11, and regardless whether it's a personal issue or not, the man deserves to die. I mean, I don't want to spend millions of tax dollars keeping him alive over the next 40 or 50 years, for one thing, and for another thing, you know, on a moral thing, I believe that you sacrifice your right to life when you try to take someone else's life.
You know, Herb Greenberg, on this point, being in jail, even though it's a life sentence, who knows? He may write books. He may be interviewed by broadcast, by cable, by internet, by bloggers. He may have a chance to watch cable TV. What's your take, Herb?
I think he gets to rot in jail and not be the martyr he wanted to be, and that is perhaps worse than death to a person like that.
Why is that?
Because I think that he wanted to die, and I also think the fact that he did, I think it must have been very difficult for the jury and the judge, because if he was put to death, the results perhaps would have triggered who knows what, but that's not the real issue here when you get down to the basic issue of just a guy like that. He wants to die, so don't give him what he wants. Make him rot in the worst possible prison this company has. You know, you can be sitting in a hole for many, many years.
The problem is that we don't know if he really does want to die.
But you know what? We think he probably wanted to die if he wanted to be in that plane. And you know what? Had he died to a guy like that, Cody, and I think that's Cody who was talking to me, I think you would have had a person who basically would have gone out in his glory of martyrdom. That's what this guy wanted.
Well, you know, Herb...
what's so good about sitting in a jail cell for the next 30 or 40 years? I think that'd be horrible.
Attorney General Alberto Gonzales basically agrees with you. His comment today was justice is served, so we'll put that in. But Barry Ritholtz, when the sentence came, Moussaoui says to the courtroom, to the judge, America, you lost. And then later on he says, God save Osama bin Laden. Now, my question is, in life imprisonment, he's going to have a lot of opportunities to make these statements because wacko press people are going to go in and give him a chance to make these statements. That's the part of this I don't like.
Well, I don't think he's going to get that. This specific imprisonment is going to be 23 hours in solitary confinement, 1 hour a day of exercise. This isn't a person that's going to be in a country club. It's not going to be the prison where Martha Stewart went. And this is something that, if I was given my choice, I would rather be put to death than wait 50 years in prison. He's not going to get his 72 virgins. And, you know, to some degree, I wasn't in the courtroom. I didn't hear and see everything the jury heard and said. I wonder how good a job the prosecutors did, because you would think if it should be a slam dunk for the death penalty, it would be anybody involved with September 11th. Maybe the jury said, hey, they're trying to substitute this guy.
Well, it was a mixed
for Osama bin Laden.
The jury was split on this issue.
Yeah, clearly.
Cody, where were you? Where were you in 9/11?
I was actually in my apartment in Battery Park City.
Battery Park. So you actually saw you were right, right next to it.
I was moving my car when the second plane hit and had to run as the buildings fell.
And what was the apartment destroyed, or what happened?
It wasn't destroyed, but it was unlivable.
As a New Yorker, I'm a New Yorker, lived here on and off for 35 years. One of the things that really bugs me, apart from Moussaoui, is why we have not rebuilt yet the World Trade Center. It just bugs the heck out of me.
That seems to be moving forward now.
Yeah,
I don't even like going down to the area. Because
Empire State Building was built in 14 months during the Depression. We are 5 years from 9/11, and we have a couple of politicians' promises that finally something.
Nice
that
promise.
just pisses me off end.
It needs to be built. It would be good for the New York economy. It's good for downtown, and we need to move on. Like I say, I don't even like going down there. I'll go down to the Wall Street Journal headquarters, and you know, you have to walk by that place, and it's just, you don't want to do that.
David Beamer said, United 93, the movie we reviewed on this program, I saw it. I thought it was an incredible, riveting movie. He basically said when they retook the plane and knocked off the terrorist thugs who were guarding the cockpit and so forth, that was the first counterattack in World War III. You have a thought on that?
What a beautiful phrase. I've not been able to watch a lot of footage on 9/11. It's very difficult for me, and so I have not seen the movie yet, and I will eventually, probably this summer.
Herb, you're going to see United 93?
You know, part of me wants to, and part of me just doesn't, like Cody, doesn't want to be reminded of it. I suspect I will at some point.
Yeah, I can just tell you, it was one brilliantly done movie. Difficult, although not as bad as I feared. Anyway, I appreciate your personal opinions. We're not experts in this. I'm certainly not an expert in this. But I'm with Peggy Noonan. Anyway, our panel is going to stick around for the entire show. Coming up on Kudlow and Company, we're in an American boom. It's the greatest story never told. In fact, the Dow is the highest since January 2000. So what does all this mean for the stock market? Plus, President Bush frames the political debate. It's President Bush's optimism versus Democratic pessimism. The Commerce Secretary, Gutierrez, is going to weigh in later in the program. Then, you've heard of the internet bubble. But is there also a commodity bubble? And then finally, are we looking at the first presidential veto? Oh my God, what are they waiting for? The budget battle continues on Capitol Hill, and on Kudlow and Company, our House members are going to face off in a tough political debate, not only about the veto, but also about some alleged reforms on earmarks and also dealing with lobbyists. First, here's today's poll. Do you agree with the jury's decision to sentence Zacarias Moussaoui to life in prison? It's a yes or no. You can vote on the Kudlow and Company website at KudlowCNBC.com. Poll results at the end of the show. Keep it right here. We are just getting started.